Hello everybody, I am the Dr. RTR, here again, attempting to record yet another one of these for you guys. First one I recorded, I remember looking like a Minecraft character, which was slightly disheartening, and then the other one, well, you know, you just couldn't hear me. So, for me, I wanted to kind of do a thing where I got a chance to talk to you guys about what I think it means to kind of be a guardian. Not just in the game, but, you know, with a lot of how things go for us in the real. So if you know me, if you have followed anything I've done, you know that I am notorious for buying the Destiny t-shirts and kind of enjoying the spoils of doing things. And for me, I have always kind of enjoyed that. I have enjoyed it because, for one, it is, in its own right, a conversation starter. Because you could be walking in a store and somebody sees your shirt and the first question you really get asked is Titan Hunter or Warlock? And, you know, for me, I get to answer Titan. Because that is my preferred class, and before any of the other, that man is running from me, before anybody else, Warlock or Hunters get mad at me, in D1 I was primarily a Hunter. But it's great conversation starters because then you get to learn people's experiences in the game, and you get to learn kind of what they've been through and what they deal with, and for me it's always a fascinating thing to kind of learn what people go through with Destiny. For a long time I was a solo player in Destiny 1. That was kind of how I was. It wasn't anything against anyone, it wasn't anything like that. It was more or less, it was just me. A lot of people that I knew at that point in time were playing Call of Duty and not Destiny. Destiny was this thing that the Halo creators had made and they were doing, and a lot of people felt abandoned. For me, it was a new possibility. I could build a character how I wanted it. I could look how I wanted. I could play kind of how I wanted. And for me, that was always so fun. It was a new experience. It was a new challenge. It was a new thing. While I may not be the best shot and I may not be the best player, I have always enjoyed Destiny for what it is and what I could do with it. That kind of brings me to part of my point. Was, for some, Destiny is a very challenging thing. I was playing a Strike the other day, and I was almost in a bewildered state because I was playing with a random Warlock and a random Hunter. And the Hunter, not against him, had a lower kind of rank beside his name, which kind of told me that he either started the season late or he was a new light. which it's if he's new light, that was cool. It was somebody new inside the game that was getting a chance to experience things. I was watching the Hunter try to freeze a lot of stuff in what was Arcburn. And for this week that I'm recording this, Arcburn is the burn for the week for strikes. So if you're trying to get your Pinnacle Engram, you have to run the Arc subclass. So when I see Stasis, that tells me that they're going after a Fragment, which I think is really kind of cool. I mean, not everybody can be that major high rank or that major doing like some of us can be. And for me, I've kind of taken this season lightly near the end. But to my point, he was trying to freeze everything he was trying to do, and if you've done anything with the aspects, you know that you kinda have to get those kills in order to do. So to see him trying to do that, I understand. I kind of pull back a little bit from what I normally would and kind of allow them to do. The Warlock, being a very high level, at that point when I ran into him, he was a 400 and something seasonal rank, which, hey, if you got that much time, I understand. I've had seasons where I'm 200 to 300, and that's solely because I enjoy the content of that season. For some, not obtainable at that point. But the Warlock was just not having any of him trying to do. It was kind of saddening in its own right, because here was a Guardian who was trying, and it broke my heart a little bit, because you can tell when they're really trying. And the Warlock would turn around and destroy everything, and then start crouching up and down and doing, and you could almost see that they thought it was absolutely fun and entertaining for them. Where for that other Guardian, it wasn't. That other Guardian is trying to get their aspects up, and it wasn't happening. So you could almost see the frustration building on the Hunter's face. It's in game, so you really can't overly tell, but you got the sense that, you know, they're trying. They really and truly are. So after a short time, the Warlock left, and the Hunter still continued to try and do. I watched the Hunter free someone,
I just received a Vanguard
and then
Seems like
look
there's
back
a
at me.
fallen Glimmer extraction crew nearby.
And at this point, it's just me and him. So I sit back. I just kind of did my wave emote, because if you've watched anything of mine, you know that I am notorious for
You got it.
just kind of doing. So it was something that I
Alright.
could kind of understand what was going on. You could see the frustration. You could understand it, and they froze. A group of enemies turned around and looked at me, and it was almost that weight of, okay, are you gonna destroy mine too? And I didn't. I waved, and the hunter waved and persisted to destroy his targets. After a little while, I noticed that, you know, things were progressing pretty good. We had a good wave of enemies coming. We were okay. And it was fun. Like, we were having a good time in there. And I was enjoying it. It was great. The hunter stopped, and eventually the hunter started emoting at me. So I went back to killing, which was all good. And at the end of the strike, I got a message from the hunter, and it was a simple message. It just said, thank you for not freezing everything so I could get my stasis done. And I understood that, because I've been there. I've tried to do things before and just have been a no-no, essentially. So I kind of did what anybody I would assume would do. I sent them a message and told them, no problem, glad I could help. I don't know why I just reloaded the Hawk Moon, unless it was out of ammo. I wasn't paying attention. And got to talking to them a little bit and found out that, you know, the reason they're on Destiny 2 is they saw it on Game Pass, and they thought, you know, this looks kind of fun, so I'll give it a shot. I'll see what it's about, which I thought was awesome. I play on the Series X,
Vanguard needs an operative at these marked coordinates. Be ready for a
so
firefight.
it's cool to see people get that opportunity to play, which was really nice in its own way. And the more I talked to them, the more I found out that, you know, they didn't play Destiny 1. They had just started Destiny 2 not long ago. Got into the Beyond Light campaign, found it pretty fun for what they were doing. And it was something that, you know, they enjoyed. And I, of course, did what I would normally do and welcome them to Destiny 2, and for me, it was a chance for me to be a guardian. And I don't mean that in the sense of, you know, playing a game. I mean that in the sense of, here's someone new to the world. I am about as much of a veteran as you can get. I've been around since early days of Destiny 1. I was there for the beta. And it was something that early on I fell in love with. So I could understand what that meant. There was a lot of frustration for them, because here they are trying to learn a game that they've never played before. They don't know kind of much about the game. And I have the opportunity and the chance to kind of teach, not really tell them, oh, you know, you ought to play the game this way, and you ought to be this class, and you ought to be that class, and you ought to do. It was something about, you know, what did you enjoy about this? What have you found fun about this so far? Oh, do you have any questions about things? Is there anything that I could help you with? And it was really kind of an awesome feeling to get that. Because I, since the days of, I'm guessing, the Taken King, I've had a lot of help, and kind of Wrath of the Machine, I switched and became a Titan. So to be able to help felt awesome, because it wasn't an overbearing thing. It was somebody who genuinely wanted to learn about the game, wanted to know kind of, how do I get better at something? How do I improve? What's some things that I kind of need to look out for? Is this thing worth going after? Is that thing worth going after? Is this something I should be looking at? Is this the best model? And I laughed in my own way, because, you know, here's somebody who doesn't know. They're seeing a Titan, and they're genuinely unsure if they've made the right class choice. And I asked, simple enough, what was the thing that made you pick Hunter? And it was a funny response in its own right, and we got a chance to giggle at it. It was a simple one. It was, you know, I like the capes, which to me, awesome. If that's what brought you to the Hunter, by all means, enjoy the Hunter. And this is somebody who didn't experience the Red War campaign. They had no idea what the Leviathan was, or Eater of Worlds, Spire Stars. It was all new. So to kind of see it through fresh eyes makes you reappreciate what the game is for, because if you know me and you've watched a lot of my stuff, you know that more than anything, I am a PvE Guardian. I enjoy more of PvE than I do PvP. So to be able to kind of understand where they're coming from was great. This is somebody who didn't experience the Cosmodrome back in Destiny 1. Collecting spin metal to them is this unknown facet of the game. This is just blocked for them. Like, they don't understand why I make jokes about there used to be a path here and you could go to another area. For me, being a Guardian should, and I know that this is more me than anything else, and in the comment section, some people are going to rip me a new one because of this, but being a Guardian shouldn't just stretch the game and what it can benefit from you. It should be something of, how can I help those who don't understand? To me, that is what being a Guardian was, because at some point we've all been there where we didn't understand something in this game. Not everybody's been through Wrath of the Machine and King's Fall and doing, and the little unknown fact of a lot of things is, you know, up until a certain point, after Wrath of the Machine was completed for me, I had never completed Kingsfall. I had never seen the interior of that raid. To this day, I still am one of those few Guardians that don't have Touch of Malice. Because I didn't go collect what I needed to. Because, you know, to finish it, well, I gotta go do Kingsfall. That's a feeling that I remember all too well. And to see somebody trying and wanting to learn and wanting to do so badly, but doesn't understand some of the references, I get. I understand it 100%. I really do. And that's why I make the comment about, you know, don't always just look at it like, oh, well, what can I get out of this? Because that is not how things are always going to go. It is always going to be something where there's going to be some kind of give and take, no matter what it is. And again, I stress that I am more of a PvE Guardian because I don't enjoy PvP. I really don't. There's no urge, there's no need there for me to go play PvP all the time. Now, I enjoy Gambit. In the last few seasons, I have stayed in Gambit, or Gambit Prime, back when that was a thing, which is weird to think about. I stayed there a lot, but I enjoyed what that was. Some don't actually know. And a lot of you are gonna look at me and go, well, Doc, you said that you're this PvE heavy guy, but yet you're wearing Trials of Osiris arms and a helmet. Yeah, I am. I am quick to tell people real quick that, yeah, there's reasoning behind me wearing this armor. My Titan in Destiny 1 wore Trials gear because I loved the way the helmet looked. Sadly, I don't have Trials people to play with, so before the end of this season, I'm not going to get an opportunity to get the chest piece or the legs, which are the only two things that I'm missing, to really look like my old Destiny 1 Titan. And I've kind of come to terms with that. You know, there's times where I'm not gonna be able to do or look how I want to look. I wish I'd give anything to have that chest piece and to have those legs, because I do like the way they look. And I know in coming seasons we're gonna get new Trials gear. And yeah, I've got Summoner, I've got that kind of stuff, but that's not something overly attentive to what I'm gonna have. So I am all there in understanding that, you know, sometimes you don't get what you want and you don't have that help. Now, for me, that's fine. Like, I understand that 100%. And that is okay. Hilariously, anytime I come to the moon, I set one of these down immediately. Because you never know who may need one or who may not. in my own right, I take Destiny personally. And yes, I did take a lot of time off of this season. I really and truly did. Because at times, I felt like the content was lacking. That's me on a personal level. And you know, that's fine. As you can tell, I'm not really going by a script here. I'm just talking off the top of my head. I met some of my best friends through Destiny. Some of them I played zombies with in Call of Duty before I even played Destiny with them. And that was all well and good. That was okay. That's kind of how things go. You sometimes meet people in the game that you're trying to play, and sometimes you don't. They understand that, like, I'm not always going to be the guy who hits every shot. I'm not. I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna do. And they understand that. They're here. We're here to enjoy things and have a good time together. Which is kind of what we've made Destiny for us, is we've tried to make it something fun. But we also try to help where we can. Like, there's a lot of times where we're not going to be able to help. We don't understand things. We're not the all-knowing of Destiny. It's just not who we are. And that, in its own right, is okay. You don't always have to know everything. I want to know. I want to be able to do. When somebody asks me a question, I want to be able to answer it. I want to be able to have those moments where, yeah, I know. Now, somebody asked me about Destiny lore. Thanks to My Name is Bife and some others, I can give them answers, or I can tell them, hey, you need to go watch this video because it's a better explanation than what I can give you. And that's understood. Which is absolutely terrific. For some, that is the biggest detriment on the planet. Like, how come you don't know? And why can't you just give me that answer? Well, that answer is not always the easiest given. So, I just make this video in short to kind of remind people that, you know, not every time is gonna be the easiest on the planet for a lot of people. It's going to be difficult for some. For others, Destiny is going to be one of the easiest things they have ever done or ever gotten into. And I want to be able to be there and to enjoy those experiences and be able to have those moments with other people where they get a chance later on to be like, oh man, you gotta come see this because I remember this. I went through this with a random Titan and, you know, he helped me out and got me through this and now I understand, so let me help you understand. To me, that is the greatest victory that I could ever have in Destiny. Is being able to share or have that moment. That somebody else can be proud of something that they've done. And me knowing that, you know, I helped. I gave that little bit of knowledge that they needed to propel them forward. I know that sometimes the videos go a little bit longer because I get to rambling because I don't stick to a script. I tell you off the top of my head because it comes from the heart and it comes from the head. And I want you to understand where I come from with that. If I go off a script, then it's not my actual feelings of what I believe. And to me, I believe very strongly in just being able to help. So next time you see that random guardian or you see that random person, go help them. Because you never know, that may be the catalyst and the one thing that propels that person to come back or to get their friends to come help them. So you never really know what somebody is going through in a game, and you may or may not be the catalyst of propelling them to come back or not to come back. So always, please, try to keep in mind that being a guardian always means more than just playing the game. They call us guardians for a reason. Always try to keep that in mind.
Checking now.
And I know that that is more of my personal opinion, more than anything else.
Searching.
But always, always try to keep in mind that you never know. You really don't, because I've had those moments where, you know,
Perhaps a barter is warranted.
that help being there was the catalyst to me staying or not staying in a game. It was always kind of that way for me. So, with that in mind, I want to say thank you for sticking around and watching. If you have any kind of opinions or anything that I've talked about here that you want to talk about, you're put it in a comment. I am more than happy to talk to people about what's going on, because you never really know what the opinion is. It's like I've always stated, if you're a fan of the sun setting or you're not, if you like the direction the game's going or you don't, there's always an opinion, and you always feel strongly about something, and you should always have somewhere to where a fight's not going to break out because you stated your opinion. So by all means, I'm not going to argue with you, I'm not going to fight with you. I'm going to listen to your opinion. And if you ask for mine, I will gladly give you mine. And with that, I am also one of those people who, if you see me out in the wild, again, I play on Xbox. If you see me out in the wild, on Europa, on Nessus, the EDZ, the Cosmodrome, the Moon, anywhere, wave at me. Emote at me. I'll gladly come high-five you, give you a hug, stand there and play the cowbell with you. I will always take a moment and do. It may take you having to shoot me a couple times to get my attention, because I do get focused into things. So, with that bearing in mind, if you see me, by all means, feel welcome to stop me. emo with me. I'll dance with you if I have the emote on. If not, give me a second and I'll put a dance emote on. It's just how I believe Destiny should be. Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, I just believe it to be that way, and it should be. So, as always, remember to like, comment, subscribe down below. This will not be the only Destiny video, and I won't just bring Destiny videos where I talk to you the entire time. We're gonna have videos up of the Deepstone Crypt raid. Funny moments between me and the crew that's there doing things, or us just goofing off, or us talking about our favorite or our worst memories in Destiny, and Destiny 2. For me, I say Destiny has a broad spectrum. It's kind of a wide thing of the series itself. There's going to be some lore videos come out where I talk about a few things like the Hawkmoon and stuff like that. To the people at Bungie who are working on this game and doing, hats off. Thank you for honestly some of the best memories I have had in a game series in quite a while. I may take breaks away from it to go fly in Elite Dangerous or to go hunt monsters in Monster Hunter. But I will always find my way back to a suit of armor, being a guardian of the last safe city. So, with that, thank you again. I love you. And I hope to see some of you Starside with me, fighting the Fallen, the Vex, the Hive, the Scorn, whatever we have to come up against. I hope to be there with you side by side, fighting to defend anything we can. I appreciate you. And like I said, I will see you guys Starside. Remember to like, comment, subscribe down below. And we will talk to each and every single one of you later. And again, this is the Dr. RTR. Certainly appreciate it. Talk to everyone later. Goodbye.